Hello and welcome to The Remote Times, your go-to spot for the best remote job leads and tips to help you land a flexible remote job. I am your host, Yasmin. Whether you're looking for a full-time, part-time, or side hustle, I've got you covered. So if you're ready to take control of your time, work from the comfort of your home, and finally create a career that fits your lifestyle, hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Staples is an office supply retailer offering a wide range of products, including office supplies, technology solutions, furniture, and printing services. They have been around for over 35 years, and you guys, they are hiring you to work from the comfort of your home. They are hiring a request for proposal specialist, fully remote as promised. In this role, you'll be the one to act as a project manager, overseeing the development of responses for the request for proposals. You'll be the one to formulate the responses for the drafts and ensure a match for external and internal business requirements. So let's dive into some of those responsibilities, you guys. You'll be the one to complete RFP responses for a wide range of product categories. This will include office products, facility supplies, furniture, technology, and many more. And just so you know, RFP does stand for request for proposal. And a request for proposal, just so you know, is a document that businesses use to outline project requirements to be able to complete projects with clarity and transparency with the vendors that they will select for their services. You'll also be the one responsible for creating well written, formatted RFP responses through research, writing, and proofreading. Ensure all customer requirements are met, coordinate RFP activities and communications. So, you guys, this is going to include things like meeting recaps, project plans, item assignment, executive signatures, bid bond, follow up. So, there's a lot of extensive steps included in a request for proposal process within a company, and these are going to be those main ones. You'll also be the one to coordinate with various departments, including colleagues, executives, to be able to obtain information needed for the RFPs, and you'll participate in quality check processes. Ensure final response package is appropriately formatted and submitted to the customer on time. What will you bring to the table for this role? They are looking for someone who is detail oriented and have excellent reading comprehension. They're looking also for someone who's adaptable and flexible to changing projects and able to work under minimal supervision. That's totally you. You know, in the workplace, things are ever changing. So being adaptable and flexible is definitely going to be key for this role because there's so many things that can change within the contract process for a request for proposal. Excellent communication skills, writing skills where you're able to clearly explain concepts in professional documents. All right, you guys, and here are some basic qualifications. They're looking for a high school diploma, which is amazing, and 4 to 6 years of experience with researching and writing responses to RFPs or an equivalent combination of education, training, and experience. So I believe even if you don't have direct request for proposal experience, but you do have contract and negotiation experience, that is still relatable to this role. So make sure to apply. Now let's dive into one of the best things about this role, you guys, is the pay. The pay is going to start you at about 60K all the way up to 72K in the year, which is amazing pay for a role that's not even requiring a college degree, you guys. So make sure to hop on this right away. All right, you guys. So let's dive into some of the keywords you need to include in your resume to ensure that the ATS system picks you up as a qualified candidate. And before we do, just wanted to stop and take a moment to say thank you to all my subscribers. I see you. I appreciate you. Welcome to the family. And also, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on in, join this community. I love sharing all the remote jobs that are out there. Also, any tips to help you with applying through these companies, along with providing valuable information in ways where you can increase your income. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and I'm so excited for you to be a part of this community. So keywords you want to include for this role is definitely going to be RFP, and you want to go ahead and put it just like that RFP, because they definitely mentioned this acronym a lot throughout this job description. So that's definitely going to be a hot keyword. And again, RFP stands for request for proposal. So basically, you're the one to handle the proposals that the company will use to outline project requirements for potential vendors that they'll work with to be able to provide services. Now, you also want to be specific. If you've worked within contracting and with specific categories such as office products, furniture, technology, printing services, make sure to include that also. Other keywords going to be any proofreading, editing, or formatting experience you have had in your previous or current roles. That's going to be key because these are three main categories that are needed when doing requests for proposals, because you're going to be the one to be attentive to detail and ensuring that everything that needs to be included within that contract or that quote is provided. Also want to include any experience you have had with working with other departments. So this will include any executives or any other departments such as legal, sales, merchandising, marketing, pricing, IT. These are definitely also going to be hot keywords because these are some of the departments that you're going to be working within Staples to get those requests for proposals completed. Another keyword you want to include is any experience with meeting tight deadlines. So that bullet will include basically working with projects that had to meet tight deadlines, working with multiple deadlines for various projects. Because as you see here, you're going to be the one to manage multiple projects within this company. So they really want to see that within your resume, along with once you get that interview. Make sure to stick to the end of this video where I'm going to provide you a bonus job that is very similar to this role, but you guys is paying even more money. So that's why I believe go ahead and apply for this role because there are so many opportunities that can happen, that can open for you when you get into this field of contracting and requests for proposals and negotiations, because there is just so many other roles that are out there that are very similar within other companies, but again, are paying even more money. If you've been looking for a way to break into the finance world but not sure where to start, well, this is the opportunity for you. And the best part, you guys, as I always promise, it is fully remote. They're hiring an accounts receivable specialist. And let me tell you, you guys, this role is not just about numbers, but it's about opening doors for you. So stick around while we go through this. As an accounts receivable specialist here at Stables, you're going to be working closely with internal and external contacts to manage vendor rebates and receivables. Responsibilities of this role is going to include entering and maintaining vendor program agreements, which are contracts, collect vendor program allowances, prepare quarterly reconciliations, and research and resolve issues during the process, identify and communicate risk, use aging reports to manage collections, coordinate with accounts payable to manage check runs and month end cutoffs, and you'll be the one to partner with merchants to streamline communication of vendor program details. Qualifications for this role is going to include knowledge of Office 365. So, you guys, this is going to include any experience you have had with Word, Excel, Teams, Outlook. There's so many softwares that Microsoft provides. So, any experience you have had, strong written and verbal communication skills, intermediate Microsoft Excel skills, which you guys, that's good to know for a role like this. They're not requiring you to be an expert in it. So, if you have intermediate experience, make sure to apply. Strong analytical skills and the ability to multitask, prioritize, and work in a fast paced environment, which you already do. That's why you're here and that's why you're going to apply. Qualifications for this role is going to include knowledge of Office 365. So, you guys, this is going to include any experience you have had with Word, Excel, Teams, Outlook. There's so many softwares that Microsoft provides. So, any experience you have had, they are looking for that. Strong written and verbal communication skills, intermediate Microsoft Excel skills, which you guys, that's good to know for a role like this. They're not requiring you to be an expert in it. So if you have intermediate experience, make sure to apply. Strong analytical skills and the ability to multitask, prioritize, and work in a fast paced environment, which you already do. That's why you're here and that's why you're going to apply. All right, you guys, let's dive into one of my favorite parts of this role is the pay. They're going to start you off at 55K all the way up to 65K, which is an amazing, great pay for a role that's not requiring a degree and not requiring much experience in finance. So I definitely recommend to check this role out. Let's dive into some of the benefits this company has to offer. They're going to start you with a 401k plan, your choice of a medical, dental, vision plan. They have lifestyle benefits that includes legal services, property, and pet insurance, you guys. So for all you pet lovers out there, they have your fur babies covered. They also have physical and mental programs, financial wellness benefits, which includes free financial education series. Also have paid time off, which includes company recognized holidays. And they have family focused benefits that include fertility, maternity, parenting, menopause programs, and so much more, which is so great to know that this company cares for you as an employee. You guys, let's dive into one of my favorite parts of this role is the pay. They're going to start you off at 55K all the way up to 65K, which is an amazing, great pay for a role that's not requiring a degree and not requiring much experience in finance. So I definitely recommend to check this role out. Keywords you need to include in your resume to ensure the ATS system picks you as a qualified candidate for this role. We're going to start off with vendors. Any experience you have had working with vendors, with clients, this is something that you want to highlight within your resume. Quarterly reconciliations or any reconciliations, which basically just involves research on things such as invoicing or statements to ensure that everything is aligned and balanced. So, experience with streamlining communication between vendors. So, this is going to be essential because in an AR role, you're definitely going to be that one to ensure that payments are being processed. So, any communication you've had with clients where you've had to follow up with them to ensure that they're going to pay their invoices or following up with any issues that they've had on a recent invoice, that's going to be great bullets to include within your resume for this role. So, what makes this role so great, you guys, is that I just want you to know every company out there needs a finance department. That means with this role, you're getting your foot in the door and setting you up for bigger and higher paying opportunities down the line. And guess what? Once you gain experience in finance, you're looking at career paths like financial analyst, accountant, or even finance manager, all which pay more. So here is that bonus job I had mentioned to you that is very similar to the other role of request for proposal specialist that we already discussed about with Staples. So here it is. It is with the well-known company CVS Health, and they are hiring a contract negotiation manager. And you guys, as always, and as always promised, it is fully remote. So, this role is very similar to the request for proposal specialist because you'll be the one to deal with negotiations and execution of the company's contracts. You'll also be the one working closely with internal and external departments to ensure that everything's in compliance for the contracts. You'll also be the one to ensure that there's proper auditing, proofreading, and formatting of all of their contracts. So, again, very similar to the role I had mentioned earlier. And you guys, I just want to go ahead and show you what I mentioned earlier is that a role like this that is very similar can start paying up to 159K, you guys. That is how versatile this role is, especially within the salary that it can provide. So, if you are debating whether or not you should enter a negotiation contracting role, I believe is very worth it just because there's such a huge demand for it for so many well-known companies that provide high pay and some amazing benefits and also the ability for it to be a remote role. So definitely check this one out also, and make sure to stick around where I'm going to share with you on my other videos more ways you can apply for other roles that can help level up your career. Make sure to give this video a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe now. And if you never want to miss another high-paying work from home job, make sure to subscribe and tap that notification bell so that you're always the first to apply. See you in the next one.